I pledge allegiance
Okay. Okay, can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? C, report of action taken in closed session.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
That's yours.
Holy.
All right, in closed session, the board took action on the following on a motion by trustee Huerta, seconded by trustee Feliz, and a vote of 4-0 against. Trustee Carrillo, trustee Lujan, and trustee Robinson absent. The board appointed Melody Nelson as the new assistant director of special education.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Aguilar.
Yes, thank you. On a motion by trustee Urquidez and second by trustee Carrillo, and a vote of 5 out of 0, trustee Lujan and Robinson absent, the board accepted the liability claim settlement filed by Isabel Patino. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Lopez?
The governing board voted with a vote of 5 in favor, 0 against, and trustee Robinson and trustee Lujan were absent to approve a written settlement agreement for resolution of OAH case number 2025080422. Agreement for the resolution includes educational service fund in total amount not to exceed $1,000 and attorney fees in an amount not to exceed $5,500.
Thank you. So for number 4, can I have a motion to add additional letter C, which is special presentation followed by 10-minute recess break?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you for that. A, we'll have student board presentations. We'll start with first Alza High School, Nayeli Gil Silva, Valeria Gonzalez, and Edwin Mendoza Ramos.
Hello again, thank you. You're welcome. It's my age.
Say, we won't be getting to wear our glasses. We are ready. Wait,
Okay.
Is it working?
Good afternoon. My name is Edwin Mendoza, and I'm the ASB president of Alisa High School.
Hello, my name is Valeria Gonzalez,
Good afternoon. My name is Nayeli Gil Silva.
and we are the ASB student representatives.
Hope you guys are having a great day today. And today, we are all honored to represent Alisa, and this year is actually a really special year for us, as it's our 60th anniversary of celebrating Children Pride. Which opened on September 7, 1965. And with that being said, I want to present to you guys our school.
So our first day of school was a big success. We put up different posters. We're very inclusive to our new freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. We also had a sea of cheerleaders welcoming our students as they walked in. We didn't let them go around the cheerleaders. We made them go through the cheerleaders. Yes, so it was a very good turnout. Of course, we had our first day of school rally, which was a great turnout. And we also, of course, ended off with our Trojan Yell.
Rallies. We've been having multiple rallies. We are officially have a rally every Friday, and if we do not have a rally, we want an activity, music, anything to keep the students up and going throughout the school year. We are getting new and creative with our games. Also, we had an all-freshman rally, and it was a great hit. Our students really loved it. Our staff showed up and showed out with Trojan Pride, and it was a great start for our freshman football game, which was also that day after the rally, and the freshmen really enjoyed it. And to end off the day, we did the Trojan Yell. And we will be pushing also for rallies for our both sophomores, juniors, and seniors.
Our club was also a really huge success. We had over 30 participating clubs and over 900 students signing up for all those clubs. A little fun fact, I was the one in the middle right there in the ASB club. And we had a little over 4 pages filled of just students right there, and a bunch of them were a lot of freshmen interested in running for president or class. Even if they weren't running for class, they were also interested in just being involved in the school, trying to be part of ASB, trying to help out. And it was just a huge success in order for students to just be more involved, especially the freshmen. I was heavily encouraged for them to join a club in order to gain new relationships and be more included in the school as they already are, but to gain new friendship, new relationships with their peers as well.
So now for our sports, we are offering 7 sports, and there are over 400 athletes. So our girls volleyball team is off to a great start. Our team looks really good this year. Our girls flag football also are looking really good this year. And of course, our girls cross country, boys cross country, we have our returning CCS and state qualifiers, which are coming back this year. So they're looking really good too. And then of course our boys football and our cheerleaders, which we support with our student section. Our student sections have been really good, of course. We have our student section themes and decorate. It looks so cool. Those are some of our pictures of our student section. It's such a great vibe. Everyone loves coming to our football games.
60th birthday celebration is every day. Who here came to Alisa High School? Nobody? Yeah! Woo! We celebrated our staff with a great welcome for the 60th year of Alisa, and everyone came out in Trojan Pride to celebrate. We did the Trojan Yell. We also got the 60 years of Alisa Trojan banner backdrop. Everyone is able to go and take pictures. Students, staff, everyone, just stop by and take a picture. Show out your Trojan Pride.
PBIS and Gear Up. It's actually our 2nd year being platinum with PBIS, and PBIS, we give our students a little bit of, we give them Trojan traits, and whenever they follow the three norms of Alisa, which is being respectful, responsible, and safe, in order to encourage them to just keep up the good behavior, and encourage their peers also to do even better. And with these tokens, you might ask, what do they get? Well, every other Friday we have a table where they can get the sweaters, bags, and a little bottle as well. These prices change throughout the days. Sometimes it can be different color sweaters, different color bags. It changes throughout the days. Not the same, I promise. And as well as a Gear Up. It's actually our 3rd year with Gear Up, and it's going extremely well as our class of 2027 with our juniors. We had over 300 juniors have a 3.0 or above average, which is extremely good, over a little bit with half. And we celebrate them by giving paletas and certificates as well. And hopefully they can encourage not only the other peers, but them to feel encouraged to keep up the good work and to just keep doing great.
So now for our spirit. We had our first spirit week, which was the week leading up to our rival game against Alvarez. So Monday was Safari Day, so we had a couple pictures, Miss Perez over there, dressing up in her safari prints. And then Tuesday we had White Lies Shirt Day. So that was our leadership class with our white lies. Wednesday, Burks versus Uggs versus Crocs. And then Thursday was Perfect Pair. So our new district logos with the shirts. So our staff matched with that. And then of course Friday was our Trojan Pride Day, and we make sure that our spirit days are always inclusive and very accessible, so that way everybody can participate in our spirit days.
Academics. Recently, our health academy has gone to Natividad Hospital, and they got to get an experience of the field work. They got to meet doctors, nurses, and others in the field. They also got hands-on work on ultrasound tech and suturing bananas, which was a great experience for them. We have also and will be having ongoing field trips throughout the year. Our construction tech class recently went into our worldwide new building that's still in the making, and hopefully it happens soon, because I want to see it. And they got to get a feel of what it is to be in that environment. Not only that, but to ask questions if it is something that they want to do in their career. We also went into classes and we pushed and emphasized on the portrait of a graduate.
One of another big successes that we had at the beginning of the school year was back to school night. We had a lot of good feedback from the parents and the students on how well it went. We had 3 performances, which were cheer, folklorico, and the band. They all cheered, no, they all performed, my bad. And after all the students and the parents went to their classes to learn more about the syllabus and how the classes work, well, something we had unique at Alisal is that around the school we had tables set up in order for the students and the parents to know about the support and organizations and how to make their academic life much better and easier. In order for the parents also to know that their kids are getting the right support and the right surroundings and all that.
Recognition. Mr. Madrigal has been teaching at Alisal for over 20 years, and his choice has been to teach freshmen. Not only that, but Mr. Madrigal has gone above and beyond, encouraging his students and pushing the Trojan Pride. Recently, he has gave essentials to his students to make sure they have a good working way to the rest of the year. And Arthur Silva, our custodian, never fails to bring a positive environment and to always make someone smile and have a welcoming day. Cecile Peck Hernandez is a senior, and she will be graduating early this winter. Woo! She embodies an empowerful leader.
Well, thank you to all my past teachers, to Elsa Sal and for Alisal High School for supporting me and letting me become this wonderful person. Thank you to everyone.
And then we also have Daniela Lopez Castro, who is such a great student. She's always driven, always on top of all her classwork. I have her for some classes, and I always see her. She's always doing her work, very focused and locked in. So she's also another student we're recognizing.
Well, thank you for the recognition. I'm really grateful for Alisal for all the support that they've given me, and I wouldn't have been able to work as hard as I do without the support of the teachers in Alisal and my family.
So now for some of our upcoming events. This past Friday, we had Senior Sunrise, which was very successful. We had over 250 seniors come to our football field. We didn't have a sunrise, but it was still such a fun vibe and environment. We made sure it was very accessible to everybody, so that's why we had it at Alice House so they can just go to class right after. We offered waffles and different fun activities. And then we have Club Butte next Tuesday for the 16 de septiembre, and we're gonna have different clubs pop up with food and just sell food. And then homecoming is October 10th, and our theme is Trojans through the decades. So of course, about our 60 years of Trojan pride, we're going to be starting window painting soon, and of course our floats for our parade, which we invite all of you guys to come to our parade. It's going to be very fun. And then of course we have our senior nights for our fall sports.
Next, we have the CCR events. So CCR events, they're gonna help a lot of the seniors with the college applications to have to have an easier time with the process, as we know that these applications can be really stressful. And that's why we made a whole week dedicated to just the seniors, with the 20th through the 24th with the support week, in order for them to have an easier transition to college and to just know more information like that and not feel bombarded with all the things that are gonna be given. And not only that, we also have field trips when to go to learn about, let's say, majors or different interests that they might gain last minute before going to college, and just to know more about information about their majors and all that. And you might think it's only for seniors, but it's actually for every other class, for freshmen, sophomore, and juniors as well. As for the freshmen, we're gonna have Freshman Fridays, and it's gonna start this September, or already started, and as well, a college fair field trip is for every single class as well, for all the kids to be more involved and more informed about colleges and their majors as well. And with that will conclude our presentation. Thank you guys for your time. And go Trojans!
I just had a quick question.
Oh, yes.
I don't remember you doing this. Is this something new that you're doing, recognizing staff? And
Yes, yes, we started it this year. We're doing it almost every week. We're recognizing a staff member. And yes, on the morning announcements we usually.
Good job.
And I got another question.
Yes.
The boys' football game this week is where?
It's at home, but Palma's hosting it. Yeah, it's really confusing, but. So freshman is on Thursday, and then and then JV and varsity on Friday at home. They're both home. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Okay, next we have El Sal Middle School, Roxana Andal.
Good evening, board members. My name is Jasmine Laguna, and I am ASB president.
Hello, my name is Julian Rubio, and I am ASB secretary, and we are here to present our El Sal Middle School board report.
Our first big event of the school year was web orientation for the incoming 7th graders, joined with our first of day school welcoming.
Assistant Principal Mr. Bencomo gave a safety assemble for the 7th and 8th graders to have a safe and fun school year.
Our academic points that 2 teachers have given us are in Mr. Baker's room, both 7th and 8th grade English class. They have successfully completed the STAR test. And in Ms. Ramirez's, they have reviewed the syllabus, time capsules, get to know me quiz, and a jar in the lab to start the year off with a blast.
Giving an additional welcome to 7th and 8th grade Spartans, our ASB team took on the mission to take a poster where our Spartans can come and officially sign in and learn about what ASB does.
The first event that our ASB team took on was Fun Friday, where our volunteering Spartans looked for 3 gummies in a pie tin full of whipped cream for roll-up challenges, donuts on a string, balloon pair walk, X-spoon walk, and lastly, sack throw.
In our school, the Wellness Center has many resources that help students with challenges throughout the school year, which can include friendship, counseling with our restorative justice, Ms. Marquez, or a trip to the quiet room, which can help our students center themselves in a calm space.
Every Friday morning, Ms. Gonzalez, our community liaison, has a meeting with parents to give resources in our community, in our campus, and within our other district facilities while drinking coffee.
Our school gives our Spartans a second chance to make up attendance by allowing them to come to campus every Saturday to do missing work and get weekend homework done. Starting date will be September 20th.
Back to school night was a success, with parents meeting their Spartans teachers and our amazing Spartan staff as they walk through their students' schedule.
For this board report, our Spartan shout-out certified version were given to Miss Matthews, who teaches 7th grade English, and custodian Abraham Avila.
If you guys would come up, please.
And custodian Abraham Avila for keeping our campus looking fresh. And our student Spartan shout-out was given to Mesli Huerta and Jaden Vega for demonstrating our district's core values.
Unfortunately, Jaden Vega and Abraham were not able to make it today, but they will get their recognition on Wednesday.
Yeah, invite. You guys want to invite them to say a few words?
Thank you for the recognition. I would like to thank Ms. Lozano because she's always been there for me, and I'd also like to thank my parents for always helping me through everything.
I also want to say thank you so much. Thanks to all of you for all the work that you do, and thanks to my people who are now my people. I haven't been here very long, but I love our school. I love it so much. I broke my pom-pom when I was cheering. But thank you. Thanks, President.
Club Rush is an activity that happens at the beginning of the school year. Students can sign up for any clubs they would like. We have a total of 21 clubs at El Sasal. Also, here at El Sasal, we provide students with a wide variety of clubs.
This year, our upcoming events will be to CATA, where our ASB team will go and collaborate with other leadership teams. We also have the El Grito Festival coming up this Friday, where our Spartans are going to have a chance to eat traditional Mexican food and listen to Mexican music.
And to finish off with our busy schedule, we also have the Fall Festival in October, which includes Halloween trick-or-treating that is open to our community with an entrance fee. Thank you.
Thank you.
When's your car show? When's your car show?
Our car show is on Saturday.
Saturday. Ooh.
Yeah, this
Okay.
Saturday. Okay, so next we'll move on to a special presentation. I'll have Dr. Galvan make the presentation and stuff.
And if it's okay, President Rojas, we want to just share with everyone that we brought back a really great tradition of celebrating our people. So you saw that we have a classified champion will be now part of every one of our site presentations, and a certificated champion. And so we can give them another round of applause. And we also have gifts for you and a certificate. So I don't know if President Rojas, Vice President, if we could recognize those that are in the audience, our students as well as our team members. And we'd love to give you that. And we'll love to honor you. And then we will have a short recess. And just as a reminder, we don't want anyone to leave because we are going to take a little recess after so we can take some beautiful pictures with our team members and the students with their families.
So the certificate achievement, it says, this certificate is proudly presented to Daniela Lopez Castro for exemplifying the district's core values through outstanding dedication, integrity, and commitment. Your actions and characters serve as a model of excellence and inspire others to live over the mission and vision of our schools. Congratulations. And so the next certificate, that goes to Cecile Peck Hernandez, so she's not here, but Ms. Parker will go ahead and deliver that certificate for her. All right? Thank you very much.
Sure. To read what it says here. You mind helping me with?
So you only have only one?
This is for Ms. Matthews, Allison Matthews. Ms. Matthews, for exemplifying the district's core values through outstanding dedication, integrity, and commitment. Your actions and characters serve as a model of excellence and inspire others to live out their mission and vision of our schools. Thank you, Ms. Matthews. Thank you, Ms. Matthews. And this is for Mesli Huerta. Mesli. Again, for exemplifying the district's core values through outstanding dedication, integrity, and commitment. Your actions and characters serve as a model of excellence and inspire others to live out the mission and vision of our schools. Congratulations. Thank you.
Sorry, hold on.
We're missing her back. We didn't bring it back for her? And finally, the special presentation we'll be having is for Miss Elizabeth Reyes, who's been with her district, and I will have Dr. Galvan make that introduction presentation.
Right. Okay, so don't leave. We have one more recognition that we adjusted our agenda a little bit for. And so at this time, we would love for Elizabeth to come forward. And if our trustees could join me. All right, yes, Ms. Kayla. So, tough shoes to fill. I will say, her and I got to start at the same time, and so I know this decision for her to return to Rancho was not taken easily. She is, everyone knows, so phenomenal in all and every which way. She's not only a partner, she's an organizer, she's a champion, she's an amazing mother, she's an amazing wife, amazing friend, and someone that is really going to be missed in this in this position. In a short amount of time, She won my heart over and the heart of so many in our district for so many reasons. And your shoes are going to be, no, your tacones stilettos con diamantes. For those of you out there, her stilettos with diamonds and shiny everything are really going to be missed in our office. We know you're not leaving the district, so you'll still be around, but you have been such a blessing to so many, a blessing to me, and a blessing to this entire Board of Trustees. I think some folks put it perfectly when they said, your professionalism and level of integrity at our level is so amazing, and so many people see that. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we want to give you some beautiful flowers for you to enjoy. Yes. If you'll notice, you're also going to notice Team HR and your executive comadres, your co-mothers of everything we do in the district are here to celebrate with you. And we're so grateful that Alisal High School team members, Elsa Saller team members are here tonight too. But before we pass it over to you, I'm going to allow our trustees to say a few words.
Okay, I always appreciate Ms. Reyes' dedication. Every time we have to submit paperwork, she's always on top of it, making sure, come in, you got to sign this document so we could submit it timely. The family picnic that we had, it was thanks to her and her staff. They put this together, the first time that we had this in the year. And so she's done a lot of things, gone above and beyond the call of duty that she is extremely going to be missed, hard shoes to fill, but you know, we're very happy for her decision.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I met Elizabeth 10 years ago. I was a freshman parent site council at Salinas High, and we actually thought Elizabeth was a student when she was Miss Peterson's, I think, assistant at the time, right? So good luck. You're not going far. I think we'll just move the board meetings to Rancho, right? That'll be the quickest fix. But thank you for your time. I know you have a young family, and these extra hours impact that, so I think you're making the right move. And the future looks bright. Like you said, you're not going anywhere. So thank you.
I just want to say thank you for your professionalism, always being positive. I know you take great pride in your work and even greater pride in being a mom.
When Dr. Galvan first came on board and you came in with her, I said, oh my gosh, we're going to conquer the world. But I know this is the right decision for you. We're going to miss you. You are above, a 10 in admin score. You made her life easier and professional, and we're going to miss you.
Gosh, so I think it's hard to put in words the impact you've had, and especially for me, because in the 2 months I've known you, I can tell you that sometimes as a student, it's hard to find somebody that you can reach out to easily. And I want you to know that that is not something I take lightly. And to know that you were always there to support me when I stepped into this role. 2 months ago when I stepped in here and I came a full hour early because I didn't know what to do. And you were the first one here. You were the only one here, and you really, you proved to me that there's always going to be somebody in my corner. And Elizabeth, I want to thank you for all your support, for your unwavering commitment to this and to the kids. So thank you.
So on behalf of the School Board of Trustees, we'd like to present you this basket with a bunch of goodies and appreciation for your work.
I'm going to keep it really short because I have a hard time not getting emotional, especially seeing the 4 people that are sitting at those chairs because, sorry, they're the reason why I made the decision I made. Can you guys come up here, please? I got emotional after what Mr. Huerta said because I do take a lot of pride in my work. I'm a very proud employee of the district, but I'm a very proud mom and wife, and they need me around a little more. So this was a very, very hard decision for me to make because this was my goal. And I do love what I do. I do love working with the district, but so this is Brianna. If you know me, you know Brianna because I talk about her every second I can get. She's a senior at Rancho, and that's a big, another big reason why I did this. I don't want to look back and not have missed something her senior year. This is Andres. He's my baby. And Armando, he's my middle baby, my 6th grader. Also a big year for him. And my husband, Arnulfo, who's been nothing but supportive of me and every decision I have made and every late night. And I'm very grateful for them. And, you know, I always told Dr. Galvan, sorry you didn't get to pick your executive assistant, but I don't think she was disappointed. I am good at my job, but my family needs me more. So I'll be back. Eventually, I'll be back. And thank you, everyone in this room, just for what you do for the district, whether you're a parent, a student, a teacher. Thank you so much for what you do to the board. Thank you, cabinet. I have history with every cabinet member. Not as long with Dr. Alonso and Mr. Lopez, but definitely history there. But Mr. Hinton, I worked with him at Rancho, and with Anna, I met her when I started as a receptionist in the district 11 years ago. So it was total joy and a very proud moment for me to be able to work with you guys, and just thank you for your support all the time. Thank you, everyone. One more thing. The district is in great hands with our executive assistant team that we currently do have. Leslie, Lisa, Brenda, and Priscilla are the most amazing team to work with. We are so supportive of each other, and it's been a pleasure to work with you guys. So thank you so much.
So we're going to take a group photo, and after that, we're going to help ourselves to some cupcakes and treats and coffee. Picture?
Elizabeth, if you'll help us enjoy some refreshments. You guys have the first one, and then we'll follow you. Go ahead, boys. Help yourself.
Oh my God. Oh my, yeah, it just brightens. Yeah, because of your beautiful skin tone. Why would it smell tomorrow? But you're not made from. No. That's right. I do have a pink jacket in my car. Maybe tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. I just kind of just hold on. Just wait. Like up front.
So like, is Rancho still in need of a PE teacher?
Yes.
Being local preferred?
There's two consent items, one for Rancho, one for Salinas High. So I guess you can't, we have that, like, we didn't announce that in public. Maybe we can.
Well, if there's no update, then you don't.
We agreed. It's okay. He did announce that.
He did that one, okay.
Okay, now we're on behind.
I left my new office.
Oh man, look at this.
Don't take
What? I'm going. You know, you can't keep me down. You can't. Can we hope
I left mine at the office. Elizabeth, when's your last day? When's your last day?
Whipped cream.
I could drink it all day and sleep like a baby. It is like the best time to drink it. It's like the best time to drink it. I'm like, oh, it's all
Don't worry if you can't take
nice cold night.
You want to go?
Oh, I'm good right now. Thank you, though.
Did you have dinner? Did you have your dinner? After I'm still food. Yeah, exactly. But I'm hungry. That's why I can't even have like a Easter dish. I'm just hungry.
I have it as a PDF. Come here so you can see it, so you know that when I send it to you.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
Let me go here. Oh, you're that type of guy.
Well, yeah, with AA, I'm always first in line.
Thursday morning, will it be on Thursday and Friday?
Let me know if you can open it up. Yeah, you're on there as a viewer.
September 11. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, huh? 11 to 9, 10, 11. Yeah, Thursday. So Thursday starts Thursday in the morning.
What is happening? Okay, the vacation. Yeah.
Yay,
I like to time off, so I'm leaving after work on Wednesday. Driving down there.
Print it out now.
Yeah, so I can catch the person in the morning
If you need
Thursday.
a fillable one, email Leslie, she'll turn it into it. But at least now you got that you can print out.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you turned it off? Okay. Yeah, I turned off our mics.
All right, thank you everyone for that brief break. Now we are going to go ahead and resume with number 5, presentations. A, post-bond sales results.
Thank you, President Rojas. Trustees, as you're aware, last month we sold $108.5 million in bonds. And today I would like to welcome and introduce you to our underwriters, Christine Guerre and Helinda de la Rosa, and our financial advisor, Jet Wong. They're going to go ahead and provide us with the bond results.
Good evening, President Rojas, Trustees, Superintendent Galvan. As Anna mentioned, we had a successful issuance of your general obligation bonds. So our presentation tonight will briefly recap the results of the successful sale. Thank you. So on the first slide is just a recap of our timing. As you might recall, the board reviewed our financing plan in late May and approved the documents to proceed with the financing on June 10th. We had a very successful meeting with the rating agencies, which will go on into the next slide, and that positioned the underwriting team at Piper to then have a successful sale with investors. So we'll now look at the credit ratings. And we had a meeting with Moody's, and Dr. Galvan and Anna did a very great job covering the major categories that Moody's covers, which is the local economy, district finances, district management, and district debt. And after all was said and done, if you look on the very far left, the district received a high-grade rating of AA2. To the very far right, you can see some of the strengths that Moody's noted in giving the high AA2 credit rating. They talked about your growing tax base, your high average resident incomes, the projected enrollment growth from some of the development happening within district boundaries. And the last two are really the most important ones, with which district staff really communicated strongly to the rating agencies: your strong finances and liquidity and the conservative fiscal management. So that gave us the AA2 rating, and then I'll pass it over to talk about how that impacted your bond sale.
Great, yeah, so flipping to slide 3, we've just provided an interest rate graph, which looks at the MMD graph, which stands for Municipal Market Data, which is a benchmark yield curve that represents the yields of your high-grade AAA credit general obligation bonds. And that's the interest rate that we benchmark our general obligation bonds to. And you can see we have this interest rate graph since the start of the year, and you'll see that sharp rise in April, which was the tariff announcements. We actually reached the 30-year, which is in blue, reached a 4.84, and immediately following, you can see that interest rates did start to stabilize and come back down and have remained stable since. And this really, we priced our bonds, as Anna was saying, last month, July 29th, which really wasn't optimal timing for our sale because of redemptions of outstanding bonds, which is really heavy typically in the summer months. And what this means for our bond sale is that investors had money to put to work and buy our bonds. So with that, I'll turn it over to my colleague Kristen to talk about the investor profile.
So as Helena mentioned, the lower, more stable interest rate environment, the timing of Salinas Union High School District sale was really opportune. That, and combined with the district's credit rating, really influenced the strong investor participation. For our sale of $108 million, that's all 3 series, we had 33 unique investor accounts, unique investors put in orders for Salinas bonds for a total of $382 million in orders. That's 3.5 times the amount of bonds that we sold that day. So if you had sold, there was more demand for your bonds than bonds available to sell. Of that, we list in the chart on the left-hand side the top 25 investors. A lot of really a who's who lists of investors. You might see some household names that you recognize. BlackRock. These are highly reputable institutions. Nuveen, they're asset managers of high wealth individuals and companies. And then on down to City of Pittsburgh and their cash management. They're buying bonds. We had 4 repeat buyers. So in the course of a sale, we start with who are the holders of Salinas Union High School District bonds. And from there, we work on broadening the base. And all of that, so this strong investor participation, the 33 buyers that put in bonds, what did this allow us to do? Well, it allowed us to lower interest rates. And if we move to the next slide, we show our preliminary estimates for each issuance that was included in the resolution that the board approved on June 10th. And we compare that with the final pricing results. So the true interest cost is the blended borrowing cost for the $70 million, the $30 million, and the $8.5 million. So from start to finish, if you compare the two, we lowered interest cost in for the $70 million. That lowered almost 0.3% or 0.27%. That saved $600,000 in total debt service. That's savings to taxpayers. For the $30 million issuance, the 2024 election lowered the borrowing costs 0.34% or almost 1.5 million in taxpayer savings. And then finally, for the middle school improvement district, that was actually had a lot of interest, and we lowered the borrowing cost by 1.5%. or $569,000. So in total, it's about $2.5 million of savings to taxpayers, all from really the strong interest and a low interest rate environment, given everything that's going on in our world. So truly great result for the district and taxpayers. We're happy to take any questions that you might have. That concludes our presentation of the sale.
No questions?
Just great job.
Like how you did that.
Great job.
So it looks like there's no questions, but I would like to thank you publicly. There's a lot of work that goes into financing and, sale of bonds. And I just want to say that the team here, they spend so much time, we spend a lot of time prepping so that we can ensure that we have the best rating to ensure savings to our taxpayers. And I just want to really thank them because they collaborate, they're always ready for us, and they help out so much with this process. And I just really want to say thank you for all your work on this transaction.
Well, thank you all. Truly, this result is a reflection of all the great work that you're doing here at the district. So,
Okay, we have a question or a comment from Trustee Huerta.
I would just like to thank you publicly for answering my questions well in advance, prompt response, clear, concise. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Just a comment to you. Thank you. Very simple presentation, right? It's just really easy to flow and read, and obviously no questions. And I want to thank your team as well, having that amazing credit rating. And the timing was perfect, I think, the way that the market was. So just thank you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to echo that. Thank you, Anna, for great work. Great work, Anna. It's amazing. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. We move on to number 6, individuals desiring to address the board. Do we have any blue slips?
No blue slips at all?
None today.
Okay. Number 7, district communications, employee organizations, CSEA? No? SVFT?
Good evening. My name is Robin Mendenhall. I'm the SVFT Secretary, stepping in for Steve McDougall, SVFT President, tonight. Members of the board, SVFT sent an email to each of you earlier today. SVFT will be watching for the behavior correction that is necessary for the benefit of your employees and, more importantly, the students. SVFT will wait exactly 1 month in looking for substantive behavior change of your only direct employee prior to working up our next steps. Thank you for taking SVFT concerns seriously, as our students and community are counting on you. Thank you.
B, board members. We'll start off with Trustee Carrillo.
I'll go ahead and.
Just want to say, Trustee Huerta and I attended the CTE, the Career Technical Education, ROP, meeting last Thursday at Alvarez, and it was a great dinner put on by the culinary program there. Mr. Pell did a great job reviewing the budget, and we submitted our CTIG program that day,
Yes.
I think for over $7 million. And so it was some great news, and we also had a presentation from our is it audio,
like video production.
Video production program on the school, and thank you. Everything looked good. I'm not sure if the gym was painted. Everything looked amazing, the roof, and so Aaron, that place looked clean, and we had JPA members from all the other districts throughout the county, so it was nice to be able to use that site and see it in great shape. So thank you. Was able to attend the Alisal open house. What did a great, beautiful job, great weather that evening. Parking's a little tough at Alisal during open house, but thank you. There was a lot of work to put that on. And then I attended the Salinas High football game Friday, and Aaron, the facility folks, the lights looked great, even though I know they were, I think, temporary, but the field looked like it was completely covered, and everybody seemed very happy. I know we're working on some speakers, and just want to thank you for trying to make that happen. It kind of was short. I know it was an interim deal, but that was a lot of work to get that going. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Look up, okay. Trustee Huerta?
Okay. Here we go. First of all, I'd like to give some shout outs to Abigail Brito and Lexi Rodriguez of Everett Alvarez High School. I just want to publicly commend you for your passion and commitment to FFA. To Paige Nielsen of Salinas High School, who was kind enough to talk with me about her animals and FFA at the Monterey County Fair. Thank you, Paige. And then finally, another shout out to Leilani Lopez Rico of Rancho San Juan High School and Giselle Zuniga of Salinas High School for volunteering at the Western Stage Theater, which is across the street at Hartnell College. And then I do have one comment. In our United States House of Representatives, the voice of the people, a bill is being considered that would cut $5.2 billion to Title I funding for low-income schools and districts. This bill would also eliminate teacher training programs, full-service community schools, and English language acquisition programs, according to opponents of the bill. I encourage you to call your U.S. representative and voice your support for public education and funding for programs that serve our students, our families, and our communities. They say you're only as strong as the weakest link in the chain. This proposal makes the chain weaker. Thank you.
Just real quick, want to say thank you to all the staff for their amazing open houses. Went to North High, and of course, Dr. White put on an amazing event for parents and students. Alisa High, of course, also did one. It was a long night going to each class, but it really was beneficial for parents to do that. At first, it was like, oh my God, we're gonna be here till like 9 o'clock, but it was good to meet the teachers and also to see what's going on. They need they need so much at Alisa High, but love the work that Anna, that you guys did there for the folklorico group, the floor they put in. It's just amazing that dance room is really very impressive. Hopefully, all the rest of the schools can get a similar setup. Just wanted to thank again our wonderful Elizabeth. This will be your last meeting. Okay. Just wanted to say again, thank you for everything you do, and we'll looking forward to working with you in your other capacity. That's all I have to say.
Okay, there's several events going on. We have, like the El Sol Middle School, they have the car show this Saturday. We also have SVFT having their social day this Friday also as well. So that's always a big success for all of our teachers to be together and also staff and just networking and talking. Also, the Community Advisory Council that we started at the beginning of the year, we are resuming that. So the next one will start on Monday, September the 29th, and that will be happening here at the boardroom meeting. As far as the back-to-school nights, it's I attended the one at Alisa High School, and they had the red carpet, so it was nice. They had music. They had it was just tremendously a good turnout, and just the momentum. It was positive from the beginning to the end, and it was just great to be able to attend that. So that's it. Dr. Galvan?
Okay, first and foremost, I want to give a shout out again to Alisal High School and El Sal Middle School for the amazing student presentations. As you noticed, we added a few things in there just to really celebrate the alignment to the work that we're doing with the LCAT, but the certificated champion and the classified champion is an opportunity for us to bring joy to the lives of some that do so much work to celebrate our kiddos every day. And so we want to recognize them once again and thank them for what they do every day to support our students. And we also want to recognize leadership. All of our ASBs, as you'll see them coming to all of our meetings, starting tonight and then continuing forward is a testament to the brilliance that we have in all of our students, to celebrate what they do and to recognize all the amazing things that they do at our schools. So once again, thank you so much to Alisal High School and El Sal Middle School this evening. I also want to give a shout out to the Everett Alvarez High School Interact Club. I was invited last week, I think it was, to be their keynote speaker over at Alvarez. We woke up really early, Kayla was there, to celebrate with Rotary, the Steinbeck Rotary that was over there, and our students, and again, the brilliance of our students. We were able to just listen and learn to all the things that they've done this summer. Like for us, when we were kids, summer was spent just basically at home or whatever our families decided, but not our kids. Our kids are going off to colleges, they're visiting some of the universities, they're participating in programs, and so much more. So that is just a prime example of the brilliance within our school district. And so shout out to Everett Alvarez High School, the Eagles over there, for the work that they continue to lead, to inspire so many more to do, to lean into their genius. Also want to share and highlight that today we had CSBA. As our board knows, CSBA is now our group that we hired last year to consult and bring us up to speed on our policies. Joined us today. They'll be here again tomorrow, and then they'll be exiting on Thursday. And our work is, all of the department heads are there. We're looking at all policies, from the zeros all the way up to the 9,000s, and really doing our homework to make sure that they're consistent with California law, federal law, and then we'll be bringing them to all of you, with some that have options. Some don't have options, but others do. So you'll be seeing those coming back, or not coming back, but coming to you for first read and then for second read, so we can be up to speed with our policies. Some of them are very outdated, and that was one of the directions you all gave me when you hired me, to make sure that we brought those up to standard. And so they'll be coming very soon, as soon as we are in a position to bring them back to you. Let's see. Portrait of a Graduate. Our sites are up and running with doing some creative, very creative things with the Portrait of a Graduate, their site, from bulletin boards, from spirit days, to student testimonies. And so one person I want to shout out is this person right next to me, Miss Kayla Alvarez, our student trustee. She is the featured student for September, which is being an empowered learner. Every site is focusing on empowered learner through lessons and different things. Kayla was our featured student that you'll see talking about what it means to be an empowered learner. So I wanted to share that with you. Let's see, in staying with our theme of joy and genius, this last month, with our first month of school, we saw lots of students engaging in spirit days at all of our campuses. I got to participate in several of them out and about in the mornings and at lunchtime. And so you'll be able to see some of the things they did with some challenges, just to bring laughter, and also just recognizing our staff members, our team members, for participating as well in each of those lunchtime events. Back to school nights, so many of you mentioned about back to school nights. We went to so many of those that we lost count of every one of them, but it was amazing to see our families and our parents and all of you as trustees, our cabinet team members, as well as our directors supporting our school sites. So I want to thank them for that. For this month, it is not only Attendance Awareness Month. Our students are doing a great job really listening to their team members to make sure that they prioritize the importance of coming to school so that they stay in school and they graduate on time. But also want to recognize that this month is Suicide Prevention Month, and so many students need those supports from our wellness centers. As you noticed in our opening day, the number of services that we provide to students who are in need mentally, to just get those supports. So want to shout out again to our wellness centers and all of our teams at every site that supports our students, to make sure that they have the supports and aren't contemplating any harm to themselves. And then, of course, before we meet again, it'll launch into Hispanic Heritage Month on September 15th. So our Latin, Latino, Hispano, hermanos and hermanas, we celebrate you, we lift you up and support all the work and all the change that you've been able to lead across our great nation. And the last thing I want to do is just echo what Mr. President Rojas mentioned. We are up and running. One of the things that occurred during my 100 days was to really make sure that we empower our people to help support the work that we're doing as a district. When we listen, we are stronger in responding to the needs of our students, our community, and our teams. So we are launching a few different things because the 100 days asks those two important questions. What do we do well and what can we do better? And we got a lot of information from that is moving into the momentum of our future framework for the Salinas Union High School District. But I will share, we are starting back up, as Mr. Rojas mentioned, the Community Advisory Council. That's an opportunity to engage our students, our community team members from our community schools, and engaging our parents and families to help listen to their voices and what they want at their schools. We also are launching a community collaborative, and that is a partnership with local businesses, nonprofit, colleges, different types of organizations that can help build a better Salinas community for us. And so that's going to be launching next Friday. We're going to hold a noontime event to engage our partners. Also, I'm going to be going out to the community. We're identifying some coffee shops so that you can have coffee with the superintendent, so I can listen to our families and they don't have to drive all the way here to the district office, so we can listen and learn to what they need and want for the students that we get to serve in our community. So that's going out to the sites. And then we are also launching our student superintendent advisory. So students are going to be joining us here starting next week and on a monthly basis to be my advisors. And so the students, as you know, one of their big projects last year was to redesign our district logo that has been around for hundreds of years? No, I was kidding. Long time. And so they're going to be selecting their new project for this year. And so I will tell you, we had an overwhelming amount of students that applied for the position. I think over 100 students that wanted to be part of that. So we're keeping them all. I couldn't say no to students who want to exercise their voice and be empowered. So it will be a large convening, but we're so excited to empower student voice throughout the district. And so that's the final announcement on my report, but I did miss something that I want to, who I want to introduce you to. Because he wasn't part of our appointments during our closed session this time, it was last time, I want to introduce you to a new member of our team who is our Public Information Officer, Communication Officer, and allow him to say hello to you. And so please welcome to the podium, Mr. Mario Garay.
Good evening, Honorable President Rojas, Honorable Vice President Carrillo, and the rest of the trustees. And thank you so much, Dr. Galvan, for the kind introduction. I've done communications for over a decade, a little bit over a decade now, and this is the first time I have the opportunity to support these type of communications for students. I'm excited for this next chapter with the strong leadership of Dr. Galvan. And I am excited to roll out some good communication strategies that are going to help students achieve a successful career, not just in the community, but if they decide to move on to college. So I'm here today just to introduce myself. I really want to meet every single one of you on a one-on-one basis to kind of understand what your goals and challenges are, so we can try to find a way to align our overall mission and goals for the district. Thank you.
All right, now we move on to 8. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, you're good.
Okay, I'm sorry. We forgot school trustee Kayla.
Okay, hello everybody. So this month, students have been getting back into the groove of things. We have clubs and extracurriculars that are picking up speed, and also fall sports. So many students are also looking forward to taking the SATs at Seaside High School this upcoming Saturday, which also raises conversations about making our school sites testing sites. Schools are preparing for parades, we're nearing homecoming, and we're still working hard to keep school spirit up. And as Dr. Cavan mentioned, September is Attendance Awareness Month, as well as Suicide Prevention Month. I want to personally take some time to thank Dr. Cavan for coming to meet with us at Everett Alvarez for the Rotary meeting. It was very inspirational, and I had heard your presentation once before, but it just got, I think, better the second time. It was lovely, so thank you so much. I also want to thank Marcos over there for coming to our school site, Everett Alvarez, to help us with the Portrait of a Graduate project. We're super excited, and I can't wait to connect students all across the district with you so that we can get that going and working. Now, some highlights. As you guys heard already, each school has a lot of good things going for them, so I'm going to try to make this concise, but I also think it's important that we bring up the good things and all the extracurriculars and the academics that are going on in each school. So for LaSalle High School, they had their open house September 3rd. They also had a senior sunrise September 5th, and they had their football game against the Eagles August 29th. Salinas High School opened up their football season as well, and they hosted a senior sunrise on August 29th. So you'll see some patterns here. We have a lot of senior sunrise, sunsets, we have open houses, back to school nights. Everett Alvarez, like Dr. Galvan mentioned, she was a part of the back to school night. We also had our first Eagle Pride Day, which is working with the PBIS team to bring SOAR points, which is citizenship points, to all the students and rewarding them for their hard work and keeping their spirits up. We also had a club meet and greet, as well as Rancho San Juan that had their club rush. Most schools had their club rush. I want to emphasize that we want to thank all teachers that are working as advisors to keep these clubs going. It is amazing to be able to facilitate students with the ability to create these platforms where they feel like they can advocate for the causes that they care about, or simply just create safe spaces and common interests and hobbies. Rancho San Juan also had, as celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month with a Spirit Week, and they also hosted a food bank sponsored by the Food Bank for Monterey County in early August. North Salinas High School had a Santa Clara University speaker. They also have been getting used to their new turf, which is a really cool new improvement. They posted some pictures and it looks really, really nice. So now track and football and other sports will be able to enjoy a new year with better facilities. They also had a club rush, a parent meeting, connecting with parents from students that are part of the English Learner Program, which is very, very important. That's coming up on September 18th. And they had their first football game. Now from our middle schools, we have El Salsal Middle School. They gave their wonderful presentation, but I just want to highlight they're also hosting an English Learner Parent Workshop with specialists, as well as the Career Center, which is really important. Hardin Middle School had hosted their back-to-school dance on August, and they also just recently got a new bully prevention coach called Nate. That was really cool. They highlighted him, and it is really, really important. So we're happy to see that the Huskies are keeping up with their staff and making sure that their students feel safe in their learning environment. From Washington Middle School, they're hosting a fall festival soon on Wednesday, September 17th. And from our alternative schools, we have El Puente, which really cool. I want to highlight the students went to the Google HQ. Really, really cool. They got to explore a future in tech, so we're really proud of them and really, really happy to see that. They're also hosting a dinner with the counselors where students and families can meet with their counselors to discuss their futures, their classes, and whatnot. Salinas Adult School is holding several different sessions of tech workshops throughout the month of September and into October to make sure that their students are up to date with the technology that is being provided for them. And they're also hosting a My Identity is My Superpower workshop, which is them learning to embrace their identity in school and work environments. That's all for highlights. I know that was a lot. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Student concerns or challenges. So I think the biggest concern we have talked about is, well, there's two facets of it. First, some students still feel like there's on-site campus security issues where it feels like no matter how much security we are provided with, there's still blind spots. It's a little bit frustrating because we work hard to make sure that security teams are well equipped and that they have, the resources they need, but sometimes it still feels like, they turn around for 1 second and things happen, which is hard. We can't always have somebody in every single restroom. It's near impossible. So we want to make sure that moving forward, an idea that students came to me with was campaigning. So for things against like vaping and smoking, things that mostly happen in bathrooms, we want to make campaigns against that to work against seeing those things and to help students feel safer. So moving forward, we can work with students and also with staff to see what they think about a campaign. Now, also a big issue I have seen, and several students have come to me directly with this issue, is tissues. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but this past month there has been a wave of the flu again. A lot of people got sick, and it was really frustrating when you just heard like 5 people that were just going, And there was no tissues, and nobody had any, and nobody knew what to do. It felt like it was very little teachers that had tissues, and the ones that did had an abundance of it. So it was sort of an unequal distribution, and we're wondering where the funding for that is going. And it raises a bigger question of what is deemed essential and non-essential when it comes to funding and when it comes to allocating those funds to students. Now, some requests and recommendations, like I talked about the campaigning, some recognition and appreciation. The students wanted to shout out the custodial teams for their hard work in preparing their facilities for our everyday use, as well as teachers and counselors, which help facilitate and putting clubs together, like I mentioned before, that they feel represent them best. Now, I want to say that it's very inspiring to see students balancing academics, extracurriculars, and community involvement this early in the year. Most of the highlights included club activities and extracurricular activities, which help make schools feel much more involving. Now, I want to say that moving forward, I've been working on the format of the student voice survey. So I want to make a survey that's fully bilingual, and it reaches out to all 6 high schools, 4 middle schools, and 3 alternative schools. And I am working currently with the community liaison at my site to connect with the rest of the sites as a united front and make sure that everybody's voice is heard. So I'm gonna pull it up, and if you guys ever feel like you wanna see this, I should have sent it, but I'm gonna show you a little bit about it. So it's called the Student Voice Survey, La Encuesta de Voz Estudiantil. Essentially, I introduce myself, I ask the students about themselves, grade level, what programs they're involved in, their experiences in the school, so just generally, how do you feel when you enter on campus, etc. And I also want to ask them about highlights. So some things that they want to highlight, that they would like me to bring up here, and any teachers they want to shout out, any cool things that they've seen on campus recently. But more importantly, I want to get into the challenges. So individually, I want to see how many challenges each student is facing, and based off of that, what bigger patterns are we seeing? Usually when students face issues, they think that they're alone in them, but when we look at it at a mass scale, they usually fall under certain categories that can be easily targeted if we just look for those patterns. So we want to make sure that we're allowing students a sort of communicating channel that they may not feel there has been prior. I think that's about it. I also want to highlight the ASB network that we're working on building. I'm very excited to get to know all the ASB presidents. I've gotten in contact with a few already, but that's about it for me. Any questions?
Can you forward us the student?
Absolutely, yes. Let me see. It is fully bilingual as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What is your timeline for that survey?
My timeline for the survey is to have it for sure before next meeting, hopefully within the next 2 weeks.
Okay. All right, now we move on to number 8, public hearing. We'll be calling to order number 8. The board will hold a public hearing to receive input on sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials, SUHSD, for students. So go ahead, Dr. Alonso.
Thank you, President Rojas. This is an opportunity for our community to give us input on any concerns or challenges that they've noticed with regard to student textbooks. And so this is our opportunity now. We can open up the floor to hear if we have any concerns.
Okay, any public comments? None? Okay. Closer, we move on to B. The board will hold a public hearing to receive input on adoption of Resolution 25-115, the GAN limit. Ms. Aguilar?
Yes, thank you, President Rojas. So this is a resolution that's listed under action items, and that is item E. And the purpose of this resolution is to ensure that we are declaring that the appropriations in the budget for the 24-25 and 25-26 fiscal year do not exceed the limitations imposed by Proposition 4.
Now we'll open it up for public comments. Okay, we will now close the public hearing. Okay, number 9, action items. We have A, resolution number 25-111, textbook sufficiency instructional materials for SUHSD students. Go. Dr. Alonso, yes.
Okay. So in short, bringing forth this resolution, working closely educational services and business services to ensure that all of our teachers have their teaching materials that are required and that all students have their necessary required textbooks. And so we bring forth to you an acknowledgement that we at the Ed Services have verified that students and teachers have their sufficient textbooks and that the teachers also have the accompanying materials.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
I do.
Okay, Trustee Huerta.
I would ask the district to look into our ethnic studies program. And does every class have an approved ethnic studies textbook? I know at one school site they have materials and they're creating curriculum, but they do not have an actual textbook. And then my second point is, being a former teacher, I know the process of how it goes. I saw the master list of approved materials, but what I didn't see is a master list for an adoption cycle, so that you know each year, here's the group of textbooks that are now outdated, that are now obsolete, and that PLC, that department chair, that site principal should be coming forward with, we want a new textbook. So I'd really like to see our district move towards having an adoption cycle so we can plan in advance how many books we're going to buy each year. That's all. Thank you.
I just want to echo those comments with the cycle of replacement books. I actually brought this to Trustee Huerta last month and asked him if he kind of heard the same complaints at the open house at Salinas High. We had a teacher reach out to us that she has a math book that I think it's almost 18 or 20 years old. We looked at the ISBN number, and she was complimentary of the district purchasing new books, freshmen, sophomore, juniors. Her textbook for her, I think it was a pre-calculus class, was over 20 years old. It actually had a CD in there. Kids don't have CDs. The new books, I think Trustee Huerta looked on Amazon. They're available on there. And so she was very vocal about this during open house. My wife happened to be in this class. My son has was a teacher. And my wife really opened her eyes up for her to mention this in front of the new parents. I mean, these are parents' first time meeting her. And I think it would take the teachers having to advocate if we had such a replacement plan that they could kind of forecast when those books are going to be replaced. Maybe this subject hasn't changed, but I think Mr. Huerta said, or someone told me that new books actually have QR codes, even though the students shouldn't have their cell phones, but it does help them. Having CDs in a book that's 20 years old, they don't even have CDs in their Chromebooks. And when we look further, we see the site has significant amount of money left over. Something's broken. And I think that's one way to fix it is take it out of the site specifically, is just having that replacement process that obviously teachers can have input on. But it's frustrating as a trustee to hear that we have books at that age still in service. Thank you.
Okay. So we'll put this up for a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. B, resolution number 25-116, Week of the School Administrator. Dr. Galvan.
Right, so across California, there are resolutions we'll bring to you to recognize individuals. And so we'll have a classified team member week that we're going to be celebrating later in May. We also have our certificated teacher week that we're going to be celebrating in May. But for some reason, the school administrator is in October. So it's not generally the same time. So this resolution coming forth to you is to celebrate the week of the school administrator, designated as October 12th to the 18th. And so you'll see on this particular resolution, it'll recognize our school administrators for all of the work that they do, as well as our team members. And also in the resolution, you'll see some recognition of how they operate nationally, public schools, school leaders deep in the network of support for their school communities, and they lead their school buildings as well as their district programs. So the Week of the School Administrator is designated in the state of California and has been declared as the Week of the School Administrator, and it's also recognized in Education Code 44015.1. So this resolution is to be able to recognize our administrative team.
Questions, comments? Okay, can I have a motion? Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. C, approve 2024-2025 unaudited actuals. Ms. Aguilar?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so the unaudited actuals is the report that we provide to the board that provides you with all the actuals, meaning that we just recently in June approved the budget for 25-26, but this report is for 24-25, meaning this is where we actually ended, right? So these are the actual numbers. So now that this report, and now that we have closed the books, the next step is for the auditors to continue to audit our books, and they will be reviewing all of these numbers as a final step before they prepare the audit report for the district. So for explanation here, I was going to do it from my computer, but not connected. Thank you, Liz. Okay. So let me just go ahead and walk you through this report that you have in front of you. So the first column gives you a description of what object we're discussing. And the next column, the yellow, is really our focus for today. The column that states estimated actuals, these are the numbers that were approved in June. And now that we have closed the books, the books just closed last Friday, these are your actuals, meaning this is where we ended. And then the next column is just the difference between the estimated actuals and the actuals. Now, I also provided the information, and I broke that number down by, is it supplemental concentration or is it the general fund and restricted? Because I think this is really important for us to really take a look at, of those dollars, and when we look at differences, what is related to supplemental concentration and what is just general fund and restricted. Again, I do want to mention that this is focusing on the general fund, meaning that it doesn't include any of the categoricals, right, that are managed by the school sites. So on the first row here, you will see that we have a difference of $233,000. And the reason for this difference is due to the true-up of ADA. And keeping in mind that when we true up the LCFF calculator, we also have to take into account a 3-year rolling average, and that's what this number reflects. The federal funds, we received $628,000 more. Then taking a look at the other local revenues, you'll see that we have an increase of $1.4 million, and the majority of this is due to interest earned. That was about a little bit over $700,000, and the interest is better. It was better for the last few quarters, and then also due to the gains and losses due to the fair market value. So we are to ensure that at every year in closing that we make a journal entry to show what the fair market value is, and that gets reversed the following year, right? So it's kind of a catch-up that we do here. Now, looking at the certificated salaries, you will see certificated, classified, and benefits. We do have a significant savings here that amounts to about $1 million, and this is really due to vacancies, or in this case, it also has to do with the fact that we do budget for the additional days that we have in the supplemental concentration, and a big portion of that was just that, and then also and professional development. Then with books and references, we have a difference of $882,000, and services and other operating expense, $2.7 million. Now, as you can see, that $2.7 million that you see here, the majority of that, when you look over at the green and you look under supplemental concentration, you will see that supplemental concentration is $2.3 million. When we look at the detail of exactly, what makes up that additional amount, we're looking at the site balances. So the sites do receive an allocation for supplemental concentration, and we had over $120,000 left as a balance. Professional development, close to $150,000. We also had our PBIS budget of a little bit over $200,000. And then the other significant ones was the school health, which was over $400,000. And the reason for that, for example, is, as you might remember, in June, we approved the health mobile clinic, and that was just approved in June, and the purchase took place this fiscal year, meaning that those funds carry over into the new year to account for that expense. So going down to, I'm going to take it down to D, which is other finances. You will see here that in D1A, we have an increase of $292,000 for other sources, and this is a transfer in from Fund 17. Fund 17 is special reserve, and as a reminder, we are not allowed to pay out of Fund 17. We must transfer the funds in or out, depending on what we're doing, from Fund 17 into the general fund unrestricted, and then we have to log that as a one line item here. And as a reminder, this is for the two-story building for North Salinas High School project. Then going down to the contribution, significant difference here, we have $1.1 million savings, and the reason for this is the ROP, the contribution was $300,000 less than what was expected. Special education, close to $500,000, and the reason for that is in special education we have a few buckets that we get delayed revenue, meaning that we can project, but sometimes we end up getting more than what is projected, and in this case we ended up contributing $500,000 less than expected. And the same with the restricted routine maintenance account. We are required by the state to provide 3% of total expenditures for restricted and unrestricted, and in this case, as you can see up above, our expenditures were less than projected, meaning that the contribution to our maintenance account is less, when you multiply that by the 3%. So in this case, it was a little bit over $500,000 as well. So when you look at line E, which is a net increase or decrease, in this case, we had an increase to our fund balance of $9.3 million from estimated actuals. And when you look over at the green, you will see that for supplemental concentration, that means that we spent $4.2 million less than expected. Although we look at these and we really try to true up our actuals as much as possible based on meetings that we have with individuals, and also our general fund without the supplemental concentration, that's a total of $5.1 million. That's your unrestricted balance. So that's a total of 9.3. Our beginning balance at the beginning of the year for 24-25, $58.6 million. When you add the $9.3 million, our ending fund balance is $67 million. So that is the increase of $9.3 million. Now moving on to the next slide here. On this next slide, we don't really have any significant differences. Our estimated actuals were pretty close. The first column that you will see here is the general fund restricted. The next one's a student activity fund, meaning all our ASB accounts. We must ensure that we book that in our general ledger. The next column is the adult fund. Then you have cafeteria fund, Fund 17, deferred maintenance, Fund 14. And with the deferred maintenance, the main source of revenue here is a transfer from our general fund unrestricted of $600,000 annually, and the board has committed to this transfer year after year to ensure that we continue to maintain our roofs and anything else that needs to be taken care of that exceeds the contribution that is made to the restricted routine maintenance. Then with special reserve fund, Fund 17, we just talked about that, transfer the $2.5 million. You will see that in the prior slide. And then the post-employment benefits, Building Fund 21, which is our bonds, The capital facilities funds, which is Fund 25 for developer fees. School facilities fund, Fund 35. Special reserve for capital outlay, and then our foundation trust, which is Fund 73, and this is our scholarship account, meaning that our sites will go out and seek scholarships from different companies. The money gets deposited in this Fund 73, and then the schools, the counselors mainly, will go ahead and they will manage those accounts. Moving on to the next slide, which is the categorical budget balances by school site. Oh wait, let's not go there. Oh, yes.
Can you give me an example of other local revenue? What do you mean by other local revenue? What would that be?
Other local revenue could be interest, it could be fees charged for facility use.
Okay.
So anything that doesn't fit, that doesn't come from the state or the feds, right? It goes into other local revenue.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then categorical budget balances. So in this slide here, what you will see is you will see grand totals for all of our school sites, and in the slides following, you will see the balances by school site. But let me get back to this district-wide. So for Title I, the very first column will give you the program, then the second column, the budget. For Title I, we received a total of $4.1 million. The expenditures, 3.6, leaving a balance of $492,000, and that is a balance of 11.97%, when we look at it in a percent. Now, we are required to ensure that we spend, and our balance has to be under the 15%. If not, then we have to go through a waiver process with the state. And in this case, it was 11.97, which means that the $492,000 will be put back in the pot and then redistributed to all school sites. So we're not sending any money back with any of the dollars and balances that you see here. None of these funds will be returned to the federal. And in regards to the supplemental concentration, you will see that we have a balance of $262,000. Same here, right, 9.1. And this is the amount that is assigned in the LCAP, $2.8 million. Of that $2.8 million, we spent 2.5, leaving a balance of 262,000, meaning that this amount, when we create and we work on the LCAP for 25-26, this amount is actually accounted for in that LCAP. And the arts and music program, I just want to let you know that in this case here, as a reminder, the board approved a few positions, regular positions this year, which will help our sites spend some of this money down. And then we also create a stipend schedule that was also approved by the board. So our sites are very thankful that these positions and stipends are in place to ensure that they could have the support that they need to implement these Prop 28 programs. So in this case, the reason you see here is a $5.3 million. We need to keep in mind here that that is really year 3, right? Meaning that year 1 is almost fully spent, and that must be spent by the end of this fiscal year. And I could tell you with confidence that those dollars will be spent for year 1, meaning that, or we're very close to spending those dollars, meaning that this budget here reflects year 2 and year 3. And as you can see, the balance is $3.6 million. We put some tools in place for the school sites to help them budget, and Dr. Alonso has done a lot of research and a lot of communication with site principals, met with the County Office of Education, and we'll continue those meetings to continue to support our administrators in ensuring that they have the tools they need to budget for these funds and follow the plan that has been submitted. And then our formula funds, right? So our formula funds, that's their discretionary dollars. So earlier you asked about the Kleenex, and I'm going to make sure that the principals know that if we need Kleenex, that needs to be ordered through our formula funds. That's what those dollars are for. It's discretionary, meaning that that's how they pay for toilet paper and all the supplies and materials that they need for operational purposes. So we will make sure to message that. So here, when you look at the total unspent, is 33.89%, but a big portion of this is the arts and music in schools and also the LCFF equity multiplier, right? But all the other titles, we will continue to meet with our principals, and Graciela, thank you for being here. She's our manager of fiscal services. And as soon as the book's closed on Friday, we're prepping on getting these reports so that we can, when we meet with the principals for our first budget meeting, which will take place in a couple of weeks, we normally bring this to them, bring it to their awareness to let them know this, how much money was left on the table, and these are the areas, right? So that we ensure that we pay close attention so that we can plan to spend every dollar if possible. I mean, that is the goal of the district. I know that's the goal of the board and the superintendent, and that's definitely our goal as well. So we will continue to work very closely with our administrators to ensure that these funds are spent. And I'm not sure if you have any questions. I'm not going to go through the detail by school site. They're here for your information, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Had some questions, and I haven't been, how should I say, this is actually my favorite presentation of the year, because it really shows the sites that are doing their best to take care of their staff and students. And it really saddens me when I look at some of these sites, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it tonight, that when I look at Salinas High, it's obviously near and dear to my heart. Those are the constituents I serve. My son's a senior. I've had 4 kids on site the last 10 years. And again, we had $45,000 of leftover formula funds this year. North High had $77,000. Usually Dr. White spends. Last year she overspent by $14,000. When we go to Alisal, they overspent almost by $5,000. Alvarez almost spent by $10,000, and Mr. Hinton, I know you have to do some training at your old school. They had $53,000, but back when you were principal last time, you overspent by $22,000 in formal funds. And I'm just using that as an example because these are category budgets right off our website. We have a problem, and it's not fair to those students. It's not fair to the staff when I have to go fight for teachers to get extra time for students. I'll tell you what, it really upset me Sunday when I looked at this, and then I went to the gym Monday at 5 a.m. and a retired SBFT teacher of the district of 37 years sat next to me on a spin bike, the nicest individual that I know, and he says, "Mike, I really enjoy working for this private school now." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Because they give me everything I want." I says, "You didn't get that at the campus you were?" He goes, "No." He goes, "The last few years," he goes, "I had 25 students and I needed help after hours and I couldn't get it. I had to go to the union for a fight." We got a problem. This is my 3rd year. That campus has had almost $1.3 million of remaining categorical budget balances. And Dr. Galvan, I hope this next year that is going to be your fix. The one principal has left back in 2022, 2023. There was $646,000 left at that school site. Example, North High had $44,000 left over that year. Alisal had $43,000. Alvarez actually overspent by $19,000 that year of their formula fund. So when we kind of look at that, it's unfair for the staff and students. And when we put it on the site and they're not doing it, Anna, it's not for you to micromanage these folks and have them spend their money. But what I'd really like to see is I'd like to see those sites come to a presentation and tell us maybe they're having challenges. Maybe it's the budgetary process. Maybe it's the purchase order. I just got emails again tonight from a site saying they're blaming the site. But it could be maybe a training for them not doing the POs properly. I'm not going to blame that. But I'd really like to hear, because some of these sites are doing a great job. And others, I think, need some help. But I'm starting to really wonder if these are personnel issues, right? Why you would want to support your folks to go to Clovis with a FAST Academy or buy them uniforms when I just had a donor had to buy their uniforms. I think some of these folks' funds would work for these students. And I think we got to get it fixed. And Elizabeth, you always said when you were with Miss Peterson, she was an amazing budget person at that campus, and Mr. Hinton, Obviously, she trained you well because you spent. Somehow we have to get that. I don't say spend if if you need it, great. If you don't spend it. Anna does a great job with the budget. But it's unfair for those students on that campus. And I tell you what really opened my eyes when Anna and Dr. Galvan, we got on that bus and we saw the students, the areas we were going to, right? Madera, Wood Street and Sanborn and John Street. We're bringing kids to Salinas High, right? This is not a South Salinas. We're bringing students that can use these services. And I think we're saying no too much. Or maybe it's just, it's too hard maybe to procure the funds. Maybe the purchase ordering is cumbersome. But Salinas High, last 2 years, $545,000 unspent. North Salinas, obviously 400 less students, $253,000. So again, Alisal 184. We're talking the last 2 years. Alvarez 131,000, and then Rancho 223. Salinas High 545,000. It breaks my heart, and I'm really, really tired as a trustee having to get involved with these issues when I shouldn't. But I'm going to advocate for the students and the teachers. I'm going to give you another example. Dr. Galvan was my witness. I went to open house. We asked the custodial staff, nicest gentleman, he's a night custodian. I says, how's it been? Great. I says, if I gave you $1,000 of district money, what would you need? He goes, I just need buffing wheels for the buffer. And I says, what if I gave you $4,000? He goes, we can use a new bathroom. He's not asking for a lazy boy for the break room. He's not asking for a TV. He's asking for tools to do his job. And I can tell you, the site administrators were not happy when we were asking those questions. They were at a distance, and we could feel the tension. But if they can't, I tell everybody, this is a speak-up culture. You can speak to the board, the trustees, we're here for everybody. But that really breaks my heart, right? I get it, the site doesn't have the money, fine. But I'm sure we can do a better job. And again, not all sites are equal with their training and background and budgeting, but I'm going to be very, very vocal. As a matter of fact, I would like to probably see a mid-year instead of waiting until the end of the year. That may become January, where we could look at mid-year of these categorical budget balances so we can see if they're trending, so we don't get at the end like we are now to say we have a problem.
Definitely. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Trustee Urquidez. And that is part of our process, is for us to provide you with this information in December during first interim, and then again at second interim in March. So we will continue to do that.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
For the Car Lake, they don't get any formula funds at all?
Who's this?
Car Lake?
Car Lake, yes, they do. Let's see here. Where are we? Car Lake. CDS, I think I have it abbreviated. Let's see here. They're at the very end. Oh, they're actually the last one. Community Day School. And they have, oh, interesting.
Is it combined with Toro?
Oh, that's true. Maybe did I combine it with Toro? Let me look at that one and get back to you. Yeah, and I'll put it on the Friday update on this one.
They survived off $153,000.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. I thought they did, but I thought we had them on the spreadsheet. I'll take a look at that and then include it in the Friday mail. Okay? Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, let's see.
Okay. Trustee Huerta?
Okay, so oops. This isn't my first rodeo. It's actually my second. And I recall sitting here last time, and I'm going to repeat the same question I had last time. What can the board, district administration, and site administration do to maximize these categorical funds to support our students, families, and communities? I know we're supposed to focus on the what, not the how. But this is the second time around, and it doesn't appear to have changed much. So I had an idea, 2 cents worth, that the district and site administrators meet in a nice big room. The meeting is conducted by the site administrators, and the district administrators are the note takers. And go with the person who's done the best job of expending these funds. What are some of the ways that you use this money to support your kids, your families, your communities? And then just write it on the board on paper, right? And then go to the next person, say, you can't repeat anything. You have to add something new, and just go down the line. So there's no repeat information. And after a while, you're going to see, I could do that. And it doesn't come from the district administration, doesn't come top down, it comes from your cohorts. So that possibly it might be easier to accept that information. That's just an idea. It's only 2 cents worth. But the one that really jumped out at me was the one at El Puente School. And if I can find that in a second, let's see if I can find that.
Here it is.
At El Puente School, it was the second from the bottom. It was the one with the LCFF equity multiplier. Okay? We basically spent 30 cents on the dollar. We left 70 cents on the table to help those students. I don't know how, maybe it's very difficult to spend that money, I don't know. And the Prop 28, we understand that one, that's not an issue, we get it, we're working on it. But the LCFF equity multiplier, that's extra funds for the people who need extra help. And when you're only spending 30 cents of every dollar you're getting, I don't know if you're maximizing that money. That's my main concern. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, I'd like to continue on with Mitch's.
Okay.
If you see that the administrator is not spending the money and they've gone to this meeting with all these other ideas on how to spend it in that category, I would like you just to force them to do it. If they're not doing something, have them do it. You know, they might say, well, it doesn't work, or so what? You never tried it. You haven't spent the money for it. Force them to spend the money on it, to get it spent. I mean, it's for the students. It's student money. They shouldn't be sitting there deciding on what's going on with the money. Especially field trips. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on field trips with Title I. You could send them all over the place.
And we do have, there's school site council, right? They do have a school site council. They discuss this, they have a plan. They have a plan, it's just following and implementing the plan, right? Because every dollar is accounted for in the plan, right? So when we meet with them, regularly, we would say, well, to the point where we get down to the line items. You have this much budget in the 4,000s, what are we doing with this, or the 5,000s? We kind of go through that process with them during our meetings to ensure, as a refresher, right? Let's pull out your plan. Let's look at what we have. And then we also have the director of categoricals that will also support us with this work. So, yeah, definitely. I'll stress this to them. Like I said, we have our meetings coming soon. And I will continue to stress exactly everything that you're saying here, right? It's already written in the plan. And for me, to be honest with you, I think that's one of the hardest things to do, because putting a plan in place is not easy. But once you have a plan, and then it's executing the plan, that should be a little bit easier with the writing of the POs, the EWAs, or whatever that is called out in your plan. So I will continue to emphasize the importance and the feelings that we have here, right, in regards to how important this is to all of us.
If I could add on to that, for the school site councils, it's good that you mentioned that. Just today we had ours at Alvarez. And we were usually, like you said, we're presented with mostly budgeting, which is good. However, most students lack the required financial literacy to be able to fully understand and internalize what we're looking at. So today we had several students that sat into the meeting who had never been in a meeting before, and they weren't able to truly just even comprehend what was being presented to them. So we see this huge amount of money and we assume that the school is spending it somehow, but we don't really know where it's going. So we want to make sure that this is, starting at the root. We want to teach kids about financial literacy and budgeting so that we can make sure that students are holding accountable the administrators that are responsible for facilitating, things like field trips and things like tissues and things, that students really shouldn't miss because the money's there. It's just a matter of we don't know. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And I do want to mention that on some of these, you will see some balances on some of these, like, for example, for formula funds for La Paz Middle School, she has been working with her staff on modernizing her library, and this is something that she wanted to do with her staff, right? So we already have a plan. So her carryover is intentional. She's been leaving that money there because she was planning over the summer months. And she finally sent over the quote. You know, we know what it's going to look like. We walked it with my team last week with facilities and maintenance, and we were able to see what, you know, it is that she needs. So, I mean, so we're moving forward with some of these things.
I hate to put you on the spot, but Superintendent Galvan, could you speak about Prop 28? All of us know, but to those who are watching or listening, and they look at this and they go, oh my gosh, they're not spending any of that money. Could you explain the restrictions or why it's tough?
Absolutely. Thank you, Trustee Huerta. In looking at each of these sources and the resources, there's particular strings that are attached to each of them, and their intent and purpose can only be expended on particular types of functions. And so when we look at the art and music in schools, that Prop 28 money, there's some very serious restrictions that we need to address at the state level and maybe perhaps lobby on that. But the majority of those funds must go to people, and it can't be people that are existing in the position. So we can't offer additional assignments to like a particular assignment that's already someone on our payroll. It has to be extra. And while we have many, many ideas on how to spend these funds, uniforms, we can get the VAP addresses, we can get more marching band uniforms and such, it's limited in that pot. And so our hands are tied when it comes to doing our best to expend all of those due to the restrictions. And so thank you for that question, because it does kind of paint a picture on what we can spend it on. May I also add a little more? Yeah. So I want to thank Anna and her team for putting together the presentation for tonight, and I want to echo some of the sentiments of our board members and the frustrations that I think many of our governance team is feeling due to past trends. And the trends for the last many years have left food on the table or fund balances on the table, and the intent and purpose of those funds is to be spent on the students that are in our classrooms today. It doesn't benefit those that are moving on or graduating if we're not expending them on those that are sitting with us today. So there's a few things that we've discussed as a team, as a cabinet team, and as trying to help support our site administrators for expending those. And one of those responses is going to really do a root cause analysis or an appreciative inquiry into, tell us why. Tell us what's getting in the way of you being able to expend your funds. And some of that very well could be understanding the intent and purpose behind each fund. That is something that when you become an administrator, you automatically have to assume this level of intelligence and understand which resources for what. And that's a really hard one. I spent about 10 years as doing curriculum and instruction and an assistant superintendent of ed services, trying to help administrators do that. So it's not easy, I will share that. And so for us to break it down for them and really go resource by resource and tell us, similar to what Mr. Felice shared and Mr. Akita's about, having a meeting and just asking them, you know, those of you that are very thoughtful about expending, how did you decide that? What made it so easy for you to complete the purchase order and push it forward, and what is preventing others from replicating that particular outcome? So I think this is a very great opportunity for us to bring this to you, and by mid-year, you know, see a difference in the expenditures of what our sites are doing, and then at the end of year to also see a difference. Understanding budget and understanding the intent and purpose behind each resource is the first puzzle in this equation. If you have a big dream about what you want to do for your site and your teams also want that, if you don't know which resource to use, it's going to be tougher to expend. So it's our job as your superintendent and as our team here to really inquire with our sites, what's the roadblock? What is it that is causing you to not be able to do that? And then once we discover that, then we can provide a remedy. So that's our commitment to you, and I think we're ready to do that work so that we see differences in what comes forth. We don't want to leave money on the table, whether it's any of the resources, because the students in our classrooms today deserve those funds to be spent on them this year. Thank you for that.
I don't think any of us have a problem like La Paz. That's a great idea. but
We
they
knew
let
that.
you know up front.
Yeah.
So they're planning ahead.
Mhm.
We need the rest of us to plan ahead. Why can't we have them have half their money spent by July 1? Have all the purchase orders in by July 1 for half their money for the following year. I mean, at least they're ahead of the game.
And maybe that's what we'll have to do is maybe move the PO deadline, because we do have a PO deadline schedule that we provide to them intentionally, right? Because that really pushes them, or, to go ahead and get the POs in on time. And it's a very strict deadline. But maybe I need to push that up a little and then see how that works, right? So we'll try a
discover.
few things. Yeah, we'll discover and try a few things to see what we can do to support.
And it'll be through that supportive lens and making sure that we're helping them expend those funds for the students. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, are we ready for the motion? C.
I move that we approve the 2024-2025 unaudited actuals as presented.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. D, adopt resolution number 25-115, the GAN limit. Ms. Aguilar?
Yes, so that is, based on what I said earlier at the public hearing, this is just formality, and it also goes as part of the unaudited actuals process. So if you don't have any questions, I would just ask for a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. E, adopt resolution number 25-113, declaring an emergency that requires the procurement of construction services for emergency abatement and repair at Hardin Middle School, and awarding a contract for performance of the emergency repair or replacement work without competitive bidding. Ms. Aguilar?
Yes, thank you. So Resolution 25113 is a resolution that we're asking for approval, and the reason for that is because, as you are aware, we had that emergency that happened at Hardin Middle School in our gym, and through the CUPCA, we must stay under 200,000, right? If not, then we have to go out for competitive bidding. But because the emergency was water abatement, we needed to address it immediately. Now, when we first looked at it, we were estimating that it would be maybe about 140,000 or so, but the repair was more than that, meaning that the process for this is for us to approve a resolution, which is 25113, approving the work that has already been completed, and then the resolution 25114 is approving for us to proceed with the repairs and for the work that is coming, right? That is going to happen in the future. So you're allowing us to continue with that work. Although with the resolution 25114, we went ahead and we, did a competitive process, meaning that we went ahead and we put it out for bid and we went with the lowest bidder, which is still Pick and Sons. So this is just a process, and part of this requirement as well is for us to include this on the agenda, and all future agenda, so that we can provide you with an update, right, of the amounts that have been spent until the work is completed and the project is closed. So you will continue to hear this on a monthly basis.
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
Are they, is Del Pick and Sons working on some of our other projects?
Yes, they are. They are working on the two-story building at Salinas High and Alisal High.
I just think that sometimes giving them too much, like the Alisal High, looks like they're just kind of like slowly, maybe they have too much work, maybe we should be,
We always make sure that on our contracts, we always include a completion date, right? And then, for example, if they don't meet that completion date, then there are damages that they would have to pay the district for not meeting and completing that job because it is a responsibility to take a look at the work that they currently have. And if they can't afford to add this to their schedule, then they would just not bid on the project, right? That's their responsibility.
those are my only comments.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. F, adopt resolution number 25-114, declaring an emergency that requires the procurement of construction services for emergency abatement and repair at Hardin Middle School, and awarding retroactively a contract for performance of the emergency repair replacement work without competitive bidding. Is it you?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And G, resolution number 25-110, designating authorized agents to sign school orders.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, out of the consent items, is there any item that any trustee wants to pull for discussion?
E, G, H,
Okay,
E.
okay, wait, you go too fast.
But they're in order.
E,
G,
G,
H, and T.
and T?
T, Paul.
Papa.
I just have one.
Okay.
Triple J.
Triple J.
So you might want to ask where they don't mention.
That makes me look good.
Okay,
I have 3.
okay, which one?
W, H, H,
W, okay, H, H,
and M, M, M.
M, M, M?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That resolution, the emergency has to be 5, have to vote yes. For key to step down. It has to be a 4 to vote. It has to be a 4
Oh,
to
that's
vote.
right.
For both resolution?
For the resolution, the first resolution, it's set to be 4 to vote.
You're right.
There is 4 for the vote.
We got 4.
Of the
Yeah.
whole, of the whole board.
Really?
Has to be 80%.
5 out of 7.
We need 5, you're right. You're correct.
Boy.
I said that, I read that.
Okay, so I guess it fails then, right, on both?
Okay.
So then I could do is maybe bring this back in, maybe at our study session? And so I'll have to just run that by legal, just to ensure that we're not going to run into any concerns. And if we do, then maybe what we can do is maybe schedule an emergency and ensure that I have at least 5 individuals here.
That's the way
Okay,
to do
my
it.
apologies, yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do it.
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Major majority.
So that would be for F and G?
Yeah.
No, E and F.
Or that is 4, I know they're just.
No, that was,
Yeah, the gym,
Action items, E and F.
E and F. Failed.
Yeah, E and F.
And we've done it before. We
Yeah.
on an emergency meeting, took a vote, we were 2 minutes.
All right. So we'll jump up to number 10 consent items with E. Trustee Feliz?
Yeah, on E, I'd just like to make sure that we recognize Miguel Rodriguez for doing all this legwork on this, to get because I know how much it takes to get all the legwork. I've done it many times at El Sal to get these events for these kids. So this is a great thing for the El Sal kids. That's all I wanted to say on that.
Thank you.
G, homecoming parade, Rancho San Juan.
G, H, and P we can run together because they're all homecoming things.
Okay.
There's funds there that the principals aren't spending. Have the principals spend it on that. Why should it come out of ASB funds? That's all I have on those.
Okay, W, purchase of CEIA open gate systems, Trustee Huerta?
Okay. So on this one, I understand what we're buying. We're buying security gates, but I'm not clear, where will the gates be used and when? Do all sites have these gates? And then if we're going to use them, will we do the right thing and notify students, parents, community members that when you come to this game, expect to be passed through a metal detector or whatever it is? So those are the 3 questions I have about that one.
Yes, Mr. Huerta. So, in working with North Salinas High School, the VP there, Mr. Jason. Kind of brought everybody together to have like this meeting. I came in July and joined, I think, a follow-up meeting. And it's basically assists the current process that's already in place with the magnetic wands. So this is now, in addition to that, they like to use it at school events, extracurricular activity events, where students can walk through these two poles that kind of join together through some sort of frequency, and it's a faster process to get students in, community members and parents in, that normally the wanding, when you wand, it takes a lot of time. So there was a meeting about having all the schools have this, but I felt that in order to get a real good feedback and consensus was to pilot this where the district would make this purchase, it would belong to the district, and then our coordinator of safety, Mr. Mojica, would then kind of issue it out to all the schools to get live feedback to see who really wants this. Because what I told them, I said, because of the price, what we don't want is to go to an event and then these metal detectors are, somewhere in a closet. And so rather than just going through a presentation where everybody got really excited, we said, well, let's purchase a set. Let's circulate it through a calendar. Let's get some live feedback. Mr. Mojica will work with every one of the schools, and by the middle of this November, if everybody wants a set of these, then we can move forward with the purchase.
Are they portable?
Yes, 100% portable.
Okay,
Are they
so,
waterproof?
Yes.
okay. So are they going to be used only at North High, or are they going to be used at every school site?
No. They're going to be circulated around
Okay.
so that every school can use them at an event or two and get feedback, because we told them that we don't want to buy something that we go to a school, like a back-to-school night or some sort of rally or something like that, and they're not visible, that they're somewhere tucked away in a closet, and then we paid all this money for this. Because right now, our only system that we have is just personnel and the wands that come with it.
I don't see anybody using the wands.
At extracurricular, my understanding, that's what they have. Whether or not they're
No.
using them, I'm not so sure.
I have been to a football game or two, and there's wands.
Okay.
That's all the questions
So
I have.
So hopefully I was able to explain that. Okay.
Yeah, and there's also the larger ones. Salinas High had them. I want to say, been to a lot of Friday Night Lights recently. I think Alvarez had them too. Do you remember? They had the large ones. I just went to Salinas High Friday, and they did have.
Got hand-me-downs from the courthouse.
Oh, they worked. I had to take everything out of my pockets.
Okay, we move on to HH, contract to use facilities at 1 Main Street. Trustee Huerta?
Hold on. Coming. Oh, yeah. Okay. So the reason I pulled this one, when I'm reading the narrative, it says that this is for 2 dates, October 15th and March 11th of 2026. Gives the time, everything, but when you look at the invoice, it's only for 1 date. So if we approve this, they have to know we've only approved 1 date. And again, highly encouraged when we're doing professional development to look everywhere. I mean, have we looked into the Steinbeck Center downtown, which is the city of Salinas now, or Cal State Monterey Bay, Hartnell College, Taylor Farms, I mean, wherever there's office space, because for this 1 day, it's costing us nearly $1,500. But I just want to make clear that we're only approving 1 day.
Thank you for that, Trustee Huerta. I will tell you that this room here and the old boardroom have been a blessing. We've saved a lot of money having to not go out, but on occasions, we're double booked, triple booked on certain events, so that's the cause for this to be here. What we'd like to do, beyond a discussion, I think after we have a discussion of all these items, if we could pull this one and make some changes, we can make some modifications to this, we would like to, so we can move forward. Recommend this item for approval with the modification of adding the additional day and doubling of that cost. Since they have for one day, it's $1,050, it would be for 2 days. So we can make that modification pending that change, and you can still approve it moving forward, and then we'll adjust. But it wouldn't be able to happen now because we're having a discussion. So once we go through each of these items, that item can be pulled separately, and we can vote on it separately with that amendment.
Okay, so you're requesting that we pull this item for a separate vote?
For a separate vote, so that we can make the modification.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we can match the description to the contract, and we contact the agency to add that other date. They understood that, but the contract we received did not have that other date.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Item JJ, AI Software, SAS, trustee Carrillo.
Mine was triple J.
Oh, not that
Triple
one.
J.
Triple J.
Okay, Triple J, ratify construction maintenance service agreement.
I just have a question about, is this the repair work that they did with 3M when it made holes in the bathrooms?
Oh, where are we? Okay.
For the Alpha Cell, repair tile and patch holes in restroom? Was that for the work that 3M did?
Okay, you're looking at, okay, let me, we have two lists, right? So let me just make sure I can.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a first list you're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just open that one. And new two-story project, Gansemar, new wall repair. At Alpha Middle School?
Yeah, by Double Sons.
It is, yes.
One of them.
Does that answer your question then?
And one more on that same.
Okay.
For the, on that same matter, Action Asphalt and Concrete to do a tripping hazard assessment.
Yes.
Is that gonna cause additional repair work?
So, yes, so this
Or
is.
how's that gonna affect? the
Yeah, so it's the assessment, right? And then this assessment, what it will include is pictures with the description of the work that needs to be completed. And what we will do with this, now that the assessment, once the assessment is complete, we will go ahead and provide this and user liability. Provider provides with $15,000 to conduct safety assessments, right? So we'll use those funds to pay for this assessment here. And then we'll evaluate and see what we can repair and schedule that accordingly. Because, for example, I'm at Salinas High School in the courtyard, there's some concrete that is lifting, and that could be dangerous. What we want to do is we want to be able to use this assessment to put together a budget so that we can start addressing some of these tripping hazards.
And are all the schools getting like assessed?
Yes, all the schools are getting assessed, yes.
I had one other question on JJJ if you're ready.
Just want to make sure that all the schools are getting
All right.
assessed.
Yes.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you for pulling that one. On item JJJ, I have one question.
Okay.
Can someone explain why it costs $15,500 to put in a washer and dryer at Rancho San Juan High School?
Oh, I'm going to have Edgar help me with this one. This included a lot of work. Yeah, Edgar, do you want to help with this one? Yes, the ventilation, yeah.
It's the infrastructure for the washer and dryer. Oh. Because Rancho San Juan was never designed to have that, and the PE staff came back and said, hey, we want to put a washer and dryer for PE clothes and to take care of things, but Rancho never had that infrastructure in place. So this is to actually run you water, run a dryer vent and all that good stuff. So it's not just the washer and dryer, it's the actual infrastructure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Edgar.
Okay, and the last one, MMM approved one. Council agreement with Traveling Yoka, Carlson, and Ralph LLP. Trustee Huerta?
So I think I understand this. This is just an agreement to contract for services, or is there a flat fee involved?
This is just for the, it's for pre-election services and post-election services, right? So it's a flat fee, yeah, for each issuance.
So there's a flat fee then?
For the issuance, yes.
And that's $73,500?
Right, correct.
And then what fund does that money come out of?
So that actually comes out of the debt service fund. So as our transaction, when we issue those bonds, these fees are taken care of through that transaction.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, can I have a motion on consent items from item A all the way to TTT? With the exception of pulling item HH.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Future agenda items 11.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, no.
I'll make a motion on HH to approve it for October 15th and to add March 11th.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. So, 11, future agenda items. A, reference agenda master planning guide, we all have that. 12, future board meetings. The next one's going to be a study session on the 23rd of September, followed by one that same week at Saturday, the 27th.
Yes,
And then our next board, regular board meeting would be the October the 14th.
correct.
Mr. Board President,
Yes.
I would like to have some items placed on the agenda for future meetings.
Okay.
So I would like a presentation on the hate speech policy and where are we with implementing it school-wide, the changes. I mean, we had a draft, we haven't even approved it. And then also an update on the cell phone policy, how that's being implemented at the high school level. And are we consistent from site to site? Next one would be the VR headsets, the virtual reality headsets. How are those being implemented in our district? How are we doing with the battery use, et cetera? And then one I just thought of right now, at our last meeting, we were given a presentation on proposed expenditures for the bond, but we never really took a vote to adopt it. It was just a presentation.
Yes, okay.
So
yes.
don't we have to approve how we spend that money?
It's not required because now the funds are committed, right? So you've been committed to the list, but it's, we had thought about that, we will put it under consent, right? So we'll bring that list and then we'll add it under consent at the next meeting. So thank you for that. We'll make sure to add that on there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Of course.
If I may, to your question about the hate speech protocol, we shared in kind of an update on where we are with that. September 23rd, prior to our study session, is our 5th part in that series for the anti-racist. So Nicole Anderson, along with our Team Jedis, are going to be presenting on the status of that. And then our plan is to share at that meeting and then bring the protocol back at either the October or November meeting for approval. So that's part of the September 23rd, part 5 in that series of the anti-racism. So we just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you.
All right, now we come to the 13 adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Meeting adjourned.
Yay. No, thank you. No, thank you.